VoyMonk vlog number 77. Two of my favorite numbers. Just get my favorite. With this being the month of love, I kind of think this is the time that I need to kind of point something out a little bit. Because, again, maybe this is me being a little bit off into a little bit of a critique. Hopefully it's not negative. But the point is that the word love, if there's ever a word that I think gets thrown away way too much, is the term love. And sometimes I think it's for some of the most disingenuous reasons imaginable. I'll give an example, and I'll use myself. If suddenly people started listening and people really started to take to my content, and for whatever reason, let's just say that a genie granted my wish or something, and this was just really, it resonated with people, and people started listening or whatever, and started participating in a way that I really appreciate, and I love that. The last thing that I would do is suddenly, because people are, coming to listen to this channel and to participate, to then go ahead and maybe because I got 1,000 subscribers or whatever subscribers, then start pouring it on all of you about how much I love you. And, how much you mean to me and how you've changed my life and this, that. And I'm not saying that those things can't happen. But here's the thing, is that, love, saying the word love is a very easy thing to do, especially when things are going well, especially when things are, meeting your expectations or whatever. But very oftentimes when I've seen situations as I've described, I've also seen them go the other way, right? Where, when you use the word love, sometimes it becomes a burden. It becomes an obligation. If you've ever heard the term love bombing, that's kind of what I'm describing a little bit. And I'm using it in one instance, but it could be applied to another or many other different kinds of situations. But the truth of the matter is, and I don't think I'm alone in this, it's really easy to love someone or something when everything is going right. When things turn out exactly the way that you'd hope them to be, not necessarily expect, but hope them to be. And so therefore it's easy to get kind of emotional and overdone and, whatever. And I'm not saying that gratitude's a bad thing. I'm not saying that you can't genuinely love people. But I think context and perspective is very important here, because when you say those types of things, and it's not necessarily just to whom you're saying it to, but I think using myself an example for me saying those types of things to people that I don't know, that I don't actually love, in the sense that I'm talking about really in the way that kind of obliges that, it means more than just a word, right? It's more than just a feeling, right? I love people because something's happening that I really enjoy or that I hoped would happen or whatever. But then again, do you say that same thing, or do you then go the opposite direction if things go the other way? Hopefully that kind of makes sense in what I'm saying, in that, like I said, I think love is one of those terms. I think family is another one. Hey, fam, or whatever. Or if you're Olive Garden, if you're like here, if you're here, you're family. It's like, well, I don't know a lot of like family that I've gone to and, had a meal at their place, and at the end they gave me a check, you know what I'm saying, or a bill. I don't think that happens. But at the other end, it's like, if you do have an appreciation, and for lack of another word or way to describe something, maybe you say you love something, or call someone fam or family. I'm just using those two words. And it's like, you don't actually mean it. What you mean is you appreciate what people are doing, but at the same time, if you're overreaching, if you're overdoing it, then ultimately, unless there's actually, at least to me, substantive to substantiate that actual statement or claim, meaning it's an action. To me, love is an action. It's a part of an investment. It actually means something. And I think when you kind of use words like that and it gets thrown around, especially in the week and the month of love, I don't know. I think it has the potential to do a lot more harm than good, not just to the people that are being told that, but the person that's saying it. And then later on, it's like, well, what happened? Anyways, that's what I'm thinking on this 77th vlog. Until next time, take care.